bush flight. We had like 12 people, and it took me like 4 times loading in before I could see everybody.
Wow, that's crazy. I had some guy buzzing me earlier. I don't know what that was all about. And then I have this guy over here on my right, Common Hornet 38. I don't think that's one of ours, so.
Yeah, flight sim multiplayer. It's interesting.
Try it out, because my frame rates are now, still mid-20s, even though I'm streaming at the same time, so. Well, hello everybody. Again, welcome to the Eric flight, flight of the evening, and I might even try one after this. We have to see how much time we have after this one, but this one is going to pick up from where we left off. This is the Around the USA flights that I've planned to try to get around the perimeter of the United States. We get to see the whole country, and that's pretty awesome. I did something like this last year, and I wanted to do it again this year, so it might not be done till fall. I'm also going to try to fix these lights here, so give me a second so you can see me better. There we go. Yeah, not bad. Excuse me. So anyways, our flight tonight will be a little bit longer than usual. It will take us approximately an hour and 33 minutes, 172 miles. We're going to go to Kilo Oscar Zulu Alpha, and we're going to take like an elbow route there. Let me see if I can show you that to you on SkyVector, actually. Because we are waiting for a couple of people that are going to join us from the Virtual USA Flying Club, and it's going to be a good time, so. It's DRT. So our route tonight will take us from Del Rio all the way north to Ozona, and then we're going to end up in Fort Stockton. And we are not going to use VATSIM on this flight. We're going to try it just with multiplayer in Microsoft Flight Simulator. The frames are definitely better, so there's definitely something wrong with SimConnect and VATSIM for now. It's not only VATSIM, it's SimConnect with vPilot and stuff. Because my frames are way higher, even with streaming and everything. So, I don't know. No clue. No clue at all. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Excuse me. Allergies galore still. Are you joining us today, or are you just spectating? But we're going to hold out for at least Chad. Cool. Cool.
Okay.
We're on the fingers on Discord if you want to chat there, too. That's up to you. But while we wait, the weather's looking pretty good. Tomorrow, I have booked the 152 out of the flight school that I went to, renting it. However, I don't know about the weather. I'm looking at the weather, and I was logging in. I was thinking about maybe going, I wanted to do a cross-country, because this is the cheapest per hour plane wet. So, excuse me. I'm very sorry about these allergies here. Get more iced tea going on. I'll show you what we do for pre-flight planning, seeing that we're waiting for another person to get here, which is fine. No rush. Oh, cool. All right. We're just waiting for another member to get on here, and then we'll depart. So, no rush. We want to make this thing as cordial as possible. So, but anyways, I was doing the briefing tomorrow to try to go to Chester, Connecticut, because I thought that'd be a nice flight. It's an airfield that Orbex made for Prepared. And it looks really good, and I've done it in the simulator, so I was thinking about doing it in real life. But when I went to briefing at 1-800-WXBrief.com, and I put in all this stuff, I think I saved it. It got a little weird with the weather, so I might not fly tomorrow for real. Where are we? KSNC, there we go. So if you wanted to know more about real-world private pilots, this is an actual flight plan that you can actually file with flight service. So this is all real. If I push file, it's in there. It gets sent there. It's not activated, so you have to activate it in order to make it, work for you. But I was going to leave from Plymouth tomorrow. I think it was, 11 o'clock. So what's that? Zulu 1500. Okay. So I did all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I put roof brief, because you want to get a briefing before you go on a big flight like this. It's about 60 nautical miles out, which would qualify for cross country, because I'm trying to build that time for eventually when I get my instrument rating. So I think it's 40 hours I can do on my own right now and have it count. But as you can see, it goes to Connecticut, past Connecticut River. It's supposed to be a great flight. And this TFR is normal. They have like some type of ordinance over there. You have to be over 2,500. But just to show you a little bit of my world here, the real world, convective SIGMETs. This is before I would depart, but they give you a kind of a synopsis of the weather even before you're going to go up there. This is what I'm talking about. This IFR stuff. It's really weird because it's like a sandwich. It's like you can go kind of north, but it gets really bad south and north. So I might just call flying tomorrow and not do it at all. Again, sorry. So these airmets are scaring me off from flying tomorrow. As well as, this isn't bad because the surface winds are between flight level 280, so there's no way a Cessna 152 is going to get up there. But they show you every little thing. And then you can see the low pressure system's not good. Not good at all. That's right now though. So this is right now too. You can see it's all VFR, so it looks great tonight. You have a minimum VFR, broken skies down here. I want to say that might be Groton, because this would be probably around Westerly, Rhode Island. And it looks great tonight, but then you scroll over to the forecast for tomorrow. This is approximately when I'd be leaving Plymouth tomorrow. And look at this. It's got overcast clouds over here. So there's no way I'm going to make it from Plymouth to Chester, which is right about here. Yeah. So, I don't think it's going to happen because Plymouth's right here. And even then, these clouds are fine. They're scattered clouds. If I go north, that'd be kind of fine, but it's like, I don't know. Kind of ruins it for me, because you have this weather. You don't know if it's going to move up or not. It could change. And as the surface winds, some of them are a little bit rough over there. And this is IFR conditions right here. Fog, vertical visibility 200 feet. I mean, that's not something I'll be flying in. So, and this is during the time I'd be flying. So it looks pretty good here. And low IFR. VFR, minimum VFR. So I don't take chances. So I will check tomorrow morning and see if that gets better at all, because it can change. But we'll see. I have another flight planned, I think, for Wednesday. That's in the 172 again. But I did go to Martha's Vineyard 2 days ago in the 172, and I got to put the e-bike in the back. It still took a little bit of muscle to get it in the back there, but it did okay. And yeah, I was able to bike around all of Martha's Vineyard. It was really cool, and I would definitely do that again. So, very crowded there too. I wore a mask everywhere. That's how crowded it was, even if I was biking. So. We're gonna take a look around. Let me just move this stuff over here. We're gonna take a look around the apron here. And I don't know who Common Hornet is. That must be out in the distance, 7,027 feet. We're at 1,000. And I have... There's another person up there at 38,000. It's probably a jet. Brett should be here somewhere, so... He said he could see me. Brett, what's your username on Flight Simulator?
It's Mogman. I'm right next to you.
Because I can't see you. That's weird. But you can see me, right?
Yes, sir.
Alright, we'll go with it. We'll see what happens. So, I'm gonna put some fuel in the plane, so let's do that too while we're waiting. I already planned out the whole flight for myself, and I'm trying to make it so that I might even set the time back a little bit. I want to make the sunset and the night. So, you did too? Yeah. So I don't know what's going on. What did you do to get in there? You just signed out, signed back in? So I might do that. So Brett, if I can't see you, I might sign out and sign back in, so we'll see.
Okay, that's fine.
But weird. Has Microsoft said anything about the bugs of multiplayer? Oops. Because VATSIM, it was bringing down the frame rate of mine to 9, and right now I'm getting 25 with ultra settings, plus a little bit more extra on top of that with my 2080. So, but I'm seriously considering. Is that what it is? All right, let me see what that. Because I added people as I could. Mogman, yeah. All right. He's showing up in my friends options. So. Okay. I was in the East USA region. Could do that too. Let me see if I switch this around a little bit. I know I'm East USA for default. So, but you'd think it would all hook up together. I tried VATSIM earlier today, and honestly, I got through it, you know. But it's pretty bad when it goes down to 9 frames. And one time I like locked up at like 1, and I was oh crap! I just went through halfway through this flight, and now it's not gonna work. So. Really wanting to see some evening and nighttime flying as we fly along here. Yeah, I'm gonna just stay with automatic then. And I could do that too. People are saying maybe we should do the group up flight thing, so we go out to the menu and go flight conditions and do group. So, because I'm seeing you on my list of people as a friend, but I can't see you like on the airport.
Yeah, I mean, you can invite me to a group, or I can invite you, whatever.
Alright, let me go look at this, because this is like the first time I've really used the multiplayer for real, so. World map, flight conditions. Okay, so we have to get out of this. Let's get out of this and,
Just click on your name up in the right.
There you go. Alright, I created a new group with you, so. I already invited you. Huh. Interesting.
Now, do you see me?
There you go. Well, you kind of flashed on the screen for a second, and then you went away. You're to my 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh, there you are. You just showed up. Cool. All right. We'll wait for Chad. We'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. So. Alright, well, let's get us started while we're waiting here, so. Back to the plane. Not that. I need the checklist. These SPs, I was looking at how much they go they go for used on Trader Plane, and I think one of them was like $325,000. I was like, no problem. I'm trying to slowly save up for a plane, and I'm thinking like the 172P would be pretty nice, but not one of these. These things are wicked nice, but not for that money. Okay. I gotta load the plan too, so let me do that. I saved it earlier. Load. Active. It knows where I am, so my GPS is working. Ah. And I have it set so it's emulating headphones because I kind of like that setting. So that's why it's pretty quiet. I would think you would hear his plane just a little bit though. But all right. Fuel. Let me make sure the fuel's on because I always forget that. There you go. I wonder why the plane doesn't start because I'm a moron. All right. Seat backs, track lock, avionics off, autopilot off, throttle 1/4 of an inch. And I'm using a real-world checklist here, the checkmate one. Mixture full lean, brakes are set. I don't want to. The only thing I disagree with is the clear prop, and then you got to put the fuel pump on. I wait until after the fuel pump is all over and done with. So, master on, beacon on, auxiliary fuel pump on. For some reason, SPAD always turns it on automatically. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Full lean, pump off. Mags to start. Clear prop. Mixture full rich as we go. There we go. I can never get the A2A to work like that, so. Can never get that to work earlier. Alright, oil pressure is looking decent. I mean, it should be probably in the green, but it never is on this model. Still like the model though, overall. Lights as required. Make sure it's required. Seatbelt tone, it says flaps up. We'll just double check this flap button. That was interesting. That's because it's set to a thing. I'll just use F6, F7 for now. For the parking brake, we'll just double check that that button works. So I got some programming to do on the buttons still. Not gonna use the G1000, huh? Okay. I did fly that model first because they didn't give me the premium package that I bought at first, so I got stuck using that at first. It is pretty nice, but I gotta say the Cirrus, I'm really liking the Cirrus. I mean, after I get my instrument rating someday, I'm thinking next year I'm gonna start it. I gotta get the cross-country timings. It's not worth starting without that. So yeah, but it's a pretty nice model still. It's just getting used to using it. Heat vent defrost, thank you. Yes, we're in Texas. Alright, there you go. It took me a while to figure out where things were, even though I've flown different models of 172s, never in the new ones though. I'd say if you can, just go for the whole thing. You might as well, even if you have to wait and save for it. So, we're in Fingers channel, by the way. If you want to join us on voice, that's up to you. All right, avionics on. Transponder on. There you go. Oh, you are there. I didn't know you were there. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You are there. Duh. I'm not thinking, Brett. I'm not thinking. I'm always thinking you're someone else. I don't know why. It's just... Yeah, I know. I'm not thinking. I know. You know what it is? For some reason, I get you mixed up with Rob, because he comes in my streams all the time, too. And I was like, oh, yeah, cool. You know? And I don't know why. Terrible if names as it is. Anyways, so... Alright, let's get the ATIS on here. Flight planning. 118.525. And I'm going to use my Saitek panel. But I do like using the screen to use all that stuff. Whoops. See what they say.
Kilo Delta Romeo Tango automated weather observation 300 Zulu. Wind 134 at 10. Visibility tree. Sky condition few clouds at 1,100 feet. Few clouds at 4,200 feet. Few clouds at 12,400 feet.
That?
Temperature 25 C dew point 10 C altimeter 293.
Okay, 293.
Kilo Delta Romeo Tango automated weather observation 2300 Zulu. Wind 134 at 10.
Good.
Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,100 feet, few clouds at 4,200 feet, few clouds.
Alright. It will be runway 13 once we get underway here, but we're going to give Chad a couple more minutes here.
Cool.
Thank you for your patience. Alright, I checked the checklist, but I think I'm pretty good. Altimeter set, ATIS. Radio test I tested with you. Taxi light, brake test, we'll do that on the way out. And, yeah, I mean, I'll do my run-up now, even though I'm kind of on the apron, people behind me. Alright. Call me anal, but I'm gonna go do a run-up on the side of the apron. I'll be right back. Brakes are good. Oh, I hate when I lock it and I don't remember. Okay, we'll do it this way so that no one's behind me. It does sound like a real plane with the brakes and stuff, the rudder. But yeah, I see Brett out there. He's there. So, all right, run up. Brakes are set. Fuel set for both. Good. Trim set for takeoff. I had problems with my trim wheel, but I think I worked on it and got it decent. So just make sure it's working. Yeah. See how it doesn't turn like awesome. All right, man. You have a great night. Thanks. We'll try to make this work. So, because that sim was just a little disappointing, and I know it's not their fault. We got to get that sim connect thing done. So thanks for tuning in. Trim set for both flight controls. And right, out, left, all the way in. Good. Annunciator lights, testing. Very good. Instruments, trunk cleaners in the middle, no flag. Heading should be 13, a little bit 132. Yeah. All right. What am I doing? Vertical speed looks good. Altimeter looks good. Should be about 1,000. Horizon looks good. Airspeed looks good. All right. Mixture, best power. Going to 1,800. Always looking for that carb heat and stuff. I stopped saying it. So that's an improvement. All right. Right magneto. Wait, no, not yet. Right. Back to both. Left. Back to both. Vacuum looks good, so it's over here. Amps charging slightly. I mean, it kind of looks like it to me, but we know it's not going to fail. Alright, oil pressure, oil temperature looks good. Idling. Almost pulled the mixture out, that was good. And I still don't understand what they mean. Lean to check. 10 min, 50 max RPM rise. So I think it's just a check to make sure it goes up. Good enough, it went up. We're good. I gotta look at the POH for that. Throw off friction lock we don't touch in the plane here, but we're good. And just waiting for Chad. Once Chad gets here, we will be good. So when you do a group flight, it's just your group and that's it, which might be safer anyways, because if we're on with live people, you never know what they're doing, I guess. I don't know. I had some guy buzzing me, even though I had my plane parked there ready to go. So, that was about an hour ago. Okay. Best glide 68. Best rate of climb 74. Rotate to 55. That's pretty normal. Alright, so we're just waiting now. Try the parking brake. The thing that we almost never put on because it's hydraulic and you lose all your hydraulic fluid if there's a problem. I'll put the taxi light, landing light on, and I'll pretend that the nav light's by ADS-B. And we should be good. And I'm still getting, as compared to VATSIM, I'm getting around 20, 25 frames. So that's not terrible for all the settings I have on. And it runs pretty smooth still. I mean, I haven't really delved into lowering it. I know I'm prepared. I locked it to 30 frames per second. So, but I'm also streaming at the same time. So we shall see. And good. All right. Let's see if Microsoft's aware of problems with multiplayer. Multiplayer problems. Issues. How to fix common problems. Slow download speeds. Don't. Loading bar stalled. Missing Deluxe premium content. No, that's old then. That's what did happen to me though. I got the Deluxe premium and they didn't let me have it right away. Multiplayer's not working. Oh, that's Microsoft Flight Simulator X. God, my allergies have to get better here. I've had them all summer like this. Alright, so Chad's out. He says his internet's not cooperating. If it changes, join up with us. Alright, Brett, I guess it's just you and me, because Chad just said his internet's not working for him.
Cool.
So, the plan is, again, just to go over this, we're going to depart here. We're going to go to Kilo Oscar Zulu Alpha, and then we're going to go to Fort Stockton, Kilo Foxtrot Sierra Tango. And if you want, I'll lead the way, or I'll let you. It's whatever you want.
After you.
Alright, we're going to runway 13 then. And parking brake goes off. And 13 is down this way to the right. Okay. Beautiful. And going to the right. Get some music on for this flight. This soundtrack for 2020 has been amazing. So I have various song titles from it saved as a playlist on my YouTube, so I can just stream it to my headset. So. Oh, hello. That's why we don't look at cell phones while flying. Oh man, that was terrible. Alright, why isn't that working? So maybe my GPS isn't working, but I'll fix it on the way there if I have to. There we go. Should be working now though. It is. Yay. Nope, I didn't turn on the Bluetooth of my headset. And it has noise canceling at the same time, so you can't go wrong with that. Once again, we're using the multiplayer. We're doing a group flight on Microsoft Flight Simulator because I could not see Brett Unless I invite him to a group, I guess. There's still some bugs in the multiplayer. So. Again, the taxi lights, things that I get stuck on every single time I go to an airport on this thing. They look decent. There's some doubles here, which doesn't look really realistic, but at least they're in the right place now. But there's still some god-awful ones that go in the middle of the taxiway, and it's like, really? So, I don't know. Mizoto 517. So we must still have a mixture of live weather here. I mean, live traffic, because we're getting some other people. And Brett should be. Well, I won't see him because the chair's there, but he should be behind me somewhere. There's a run-up area. If I didn't do a run-up already, but I already did. And here we are at runway 13. Hold short, and it hooks around, so that's kind of interesting. You don't always see that, but so you can see traffic, so. Alright, we're clear. No one on downwind, no one on base, no one on final. He's at 38,000 feet, no one on cross. We're good. So, what the hell would I say? Well, let me see what. Del Rio traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, taking runway 13, departure to the north, Del Rio. And we'll just keep saying it just to get some continuity here, even though it doesn't really matter. Seeing that we're on Microsoft Flight Simulator, multiplayer. These taxi lights, see? There's some on the taxi right there. That's not like in the real world, you know? And they're doubled up, too. They don't really do that in the real world either. But, hey, we do what we can. I wonder why they didn't put voice in here. I mean, you could use Discord, obviously, like me and Brett are doing, but... Go. Get in the middle here. Alright. On the floor. Here we go. Okay, I'm staying at 20 frames here, so it's not terrible for all the graphics I have loaded. But I'm gonna have to go tweak that later. We're gonna rotate at 55, climb at 74, if I remember right. Rotate. And we're up. Okay, we will take a turn to the left, even though runway 13 is our right pattern. So what we'll do is we'll go out to pattern altitude, and then we'll do that. Okay, I hope you can still see me. Can't really see anything past these chairs. It's kind of like real life. Left. Goodbye, Del Rio. I got some hitting frame rates. It's not terrible. But I'm probably going to end up dialing down a little bit, couple settings. And someone's out there at 43,000. Probably flying an airliner. 747, is that what it is? Yeah. There's a 747-800 series. I haven't flown airline in so long, I don't even remember, so. Okay, we'll come up in 2,000, we're gonna look to our left. Clear on the left. So here we go, we're gonna take a left turn. And I'm ultimately gonna turn to heading 349er. To be on course for somewhere around there, because it's not going to be perfect, so I know we'll fly the airport. Yep. This mouse thing needs a little work. I gotta get used to it still. That's because I didn't turn on the sensitivity. Still clear on the left. Keep climbing. I can kind of climb at 80. That would be better right now. Okay, right about here. Don't see where we are on the GPS. I'm gonna trim to try to stay at 80. Ooh, this trim wheel's working a lot better. Good. I found a setting that works then. Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna have to go a little bit like 325 to intercept the course there, but we're right over the town of Del Rio, and we'll keep climbing. By the way, I'm also climbing to 6,500. I forgot to tell you that.
Roger.
And oh, I forgot to do a stopwatch too. That might help, huh? Jesus. The good news, I'm east of the airport, like right dead east. So let's take a look outside. There's Del Rio. And I don't see Rome. So where are you in relation to me right now?
Behind you, probably.
I got you. You disappeared for a second, but now you're there. That really looks like a good representation of Del Rio. You know, I haven't been there. It looks like a really good town. So, kudos to them for that. She got a big lake up ahead. And our first checkpoint, I put some weird checkpoints on this one. It's Rio Vista Airport. We should be there in 21 minutes. So, back to the cockpit. 21 minutes, Rio Vista. We're at 3,000. I'm going to lean up the mixture a little bit. I'm going to go right RPMs here, so. Yep, that's too much there. Right about there. So looking good. Climbing to 6,500. And hopefully we can make that happen with the clouds. So I'm just trying to get some altitude because later on there's some that's interesting. Yeah. Oh. I think I have the wrong airport in there. Give me a second. Which is fine, I could change on the fly, but FST, right? Right, so I don't know why I did that. Let me reload it. That's just weird. It's got me going, oh, hello, wow. Yep. I gotta pay a little more attention than that, but probably have to reload this plan here. That was interesting. Get over there, would you? Jesus. Flying to Mexico now, everybody. Turn on course. It was 349er, so. Restore plan. There you go. Alright, we're looking good now. And we're on the right path, so. Alright, some sights here. This is the Amistad Reservoir. Actually goes into Mexico. So, the border is that river, I believe. Yes, it is. That river goes right there. So that is Mexico over there, I believe. Looks pretty good so far, huh?
Very nice.
If we can't make 6,500, we'll just descend to 4,500, but I wanted to try for the altitude. Later on in the flight, as we get closer to Fort Stockton, there are some obstacles that go up to 5,000 feet, so I'd rather have the 6,500 just to have that little security for later on. We'll keep leading the mixture here as we get higher. Go. 5,500. Got some more traffic over there to Cessna 152 at 2,631. So we're good still. They make the username so big on traffic, it's amazing.
Yeah, you can see people from across the country almost.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, there's Brett over there on our right wing, sorry. I zoned out there for a second. I gotta stop doing that. Need the mixture just a little bit more. We're almost at 6,500, so right on course. Rio Vista is going to be on our right up ahead, and you can follow the river out of here. Follow the river up, and it should eventually go to Rio Vista, so if you need a visual, that's what you can do for a visual. Let's get back in the cockpit though, because I'm going to have to level out pretty soon. Oh, the trim wheel's so much better. And I'm still touching it very gently, but it's less erratic, should we call it. Level out here. Yeah, good. Tomorrow I have to choose a place to go. Should we go flying? So Brett is right in front of me. 6,300. Huge name for such a small plane. So I don't know. But I think that you should be able to make the size of the names whatever you want. I mean, I don't think it's like, oh my god, can't really pay attention to it or anything like that, but okay. RPM's right about there. Just bust right through this, so. Nice scenery. To the cockpit, and still looking for Rio Vista, probably up on the right as we get up ahead, so. Now I'm pulling like almost 30 frames, see, so it's goes up and down even without SimConnect, but it's definitely not the 9 frames per second I was getting while using VATSIM, so. Strobes, I should have probably put those on, but they're on now. So, and current time in the simulator is 7:08, and I'm using FS Real Time like I used on and Prepared here and there, and it does work on this Microsoft Flight Simulator, even though they haven't updated it officially for that. It says it's prepared, but it's not, and it definitely works, and it's easy to set the time with that, because I was looking for a set the time of day option after you've already loaded the flight, and I couldn't find anything, so I just used that to set the time, and it keeps it in the default offset that I want it to be, so. Took a look outside. The reason why I also picked Rio Vista is that the river goes into like 2 different directions up ahead, and Rio Vista is kind of like a little north of that, so it gives me a little more visual to look at. but then it goes back up after. So yeah, if I tweak the settings, it's gonna get better, definitely. And see, I'm seriously considering looking into the 3000 series when it comes out. I might just finance it for 0%. I usually mine Bitcoin when I'm not using the simulator. When I'm doing something on the computer, I just let it mine. So that way we can retire early, right? Oh, we got more traffic up ahead. Pivotal, which I don't know what aircraft he's flying. Is that an Airbus 350? Could be, might not be. Rio Vista will be coming up on our right. I got 15 minutes of flight time. I said 21, so yeah, we're gonna be close. Looks like he's going down, and I don't know if there's any big airport that he can go down in, but that's cool. Hey, do your own thing, as long as it doesn't interfere with my enjoyment of flying either. So. That's out there still. 350, I don't even know what mile that is, so. Here's where that river kind of separates, I think. So, Rio Vista should be out here somewhere. See the trim tab move away, and the trim up a little bit. That was cool. More traffic out there. That's all right. Boy, nice scenery though. That's a lot better than Laredo, I can tell you that. Laredo's a little boring, I think. Not the city, not the town, I've never been there, but the scenery, a little bit boring. So Rio Vista should be off at 1 o'clock. I didn't really see it. Do you see it out there? There it is. Rio Vista right there. That's our first checkpoint. I'm gonna be there in like 18 minutes. So write that in our flight planning here. And we're about 3 minutes ahead, which is fine because I went direct. I didn't climb the altitude, which I calculate for, and overfly the airport. So 3 minutes earlier, right? Yep. Update all the times, and that'll be pretty accurate from here on out. So that's how I do it, at least. Better over prepare for fuel and stuff than under prepare. So that's why I just say it's about 1,000 feet per minute on the climb. Again, you can look at the POH and get that exact, but it's never totally exact because you have to figure for whatever wind you're going into, if it's a headwind or a tailwind or... Pretty stable aircraft right now. It's definitely loading scenery here and there because it drops down to 9, but then goes back to almost 30. And hopefully it just caches it. I mean, if I went all around the country and I'm giving it 100 gigabytes to cache, that should be a lot, you know, but probably won't be the whole United States, but should be a lot to at least cache from. And hopefully we'll see the sunset. Hopefully we'll see the sunset, that's what I was saying. Our next checkpoint is Juneau. It's just a little dot of a town on the sectional. And it's actually near a river, which is why I picked it. We're also in the Laughlin 1 military operations area. real life we play, contact the control agency to make sure it's clear. But we should be there in a total flight time of 28 minutes, so talking like 9 or 8.5 minutes. Right, while we're stable, let's post our Twitch thing to other forums, see if we can get more people. If not, that's okay, I'm enjoying it. Hey Brett, what time are you flying at on this thing?
Probably mid-afternoon. I don't remember what time exactly I set it to.
Alright, because I'm gonna see, I want it to go evening and then maybe even till a little bit of darkness when we get there, so I set it for like 6 o'clock when we left.
Cool.
Still haven't seen it at night, so. Right. There's Brett in front of us. Juno is coming up. So, we are 17 minutes away from Ozona Airport. Named after the town of Ozona, I guess, or its city. I don't know what that is, but I thought it'd be very barren out here, but it's actually pretty nice scenery. So, yeah, pretty nice. A lot of hills. More traffic coming in. This is all multiplayer on Flight Simulator. A little choppy there for a second. Looking pretty good right now. Nice weather. No problems at all. So yeah, cannot complain. Weather out here in the northeast where I am in real life is pretty bad right now. They have some thunderstorms in the area and stuff. So you're not using autopilot. I'm a stick and rudder pilot, so do not use autopilot in the real world. Never have. definitely useful for long flights, but I'm not rich enough to afford longer flights. I splurged in July, so. But it's not like I can just go take a northeast trip around the northeast for a couple days. That's not gonna happen. Okay, little town of Juneau. Again, following the river up here, which is a great visual, if I could see it. Should be to our left. There it is. Juneau should be at the intersection over here. I think it's over here. Looking at the sectional right. So, when we hit Juneau, we will take a time reading and move on. Pretty nice scenery, visibility. That side at least it's a little down, but over here it's perfect. Increase the range on this thing. Again, this is going direct to Fort Stockton, so we're taking a little different route there. Let's look outside and see if we can see Juneau. Should be on the other side of this river. Right about here. Yep. So on this zoom in out, these reflections are pretty realistic. The sun. I guess this would be it, if that is it. So we'll call that Juneau. Should be a highway that goes up to. There's the Fort River. Goes up and around. So Juneau, yeah, that's gonna be it. I have a time of 27 minutes. So, see what I got there. 28? Yeah, I'll count it 28. We're not quite parallel yet. Alright, next. Checkpoint is the Johnson Draw River. We're gonna actually cross that in 11 minutes. So, stay on track here. But we're gonna follow this highway up now. See this highway? Gonna follow that up to the Johnson Draw River. I love the headphone emulation feature, I really do. I never liked wearing headphones and having it totally blaring in my ear, but I just did it. And if you wanted to do it like real world unprepared, you'd have to play, there are ways of doing this. You play the engine sound outside, you wear your actual headset and it blocks out that noise, and it might closely emulate what it's like in real life, but this has been a very nice blessing that they did this emulation of headsets, so. But it was interesting blaring the surround sound in this whole setup and blocking it out with the noise cancellation with the Bose 820 and doing it like real world. But luckily I don't live very close to my neighbors. There's a little distance there. Currently listening to the Soarin', Disneyland Soarin'. Q loop, which is actually pretty cool to listen to while flying, I gotta admit. So, but I gotta admit, this looks better than what I thought it was gonna look. So when I was leaving Laredo, that was pretty boring.
Yeah, a little more interesting terrain up here, I guess.
There's that highway. These are fantastic graphics right here. So. So I've already kind of looked into if I go to the 3000 series for the NVIDIA, which I don't even know if I want to do that until I see what the prices are, which I know are going to be pretty high. But I've already kind of said, well, if I sell my 2080 used, if I want to do that route, then I'll probably break even due to the amount of Bitcoin I have mined with it for the price that I could probably get for it used. That's what I'm thinking. So all in all, it's almost like if you mine Bitcoin, you can get your investment back at least into the video card. And I just got an achievement unlocked, everyone. I got the road trip, whatever the heck that is, Steam. So actually, you know, I might be able to see what that is. Road trip. I taxied aircraft for a total distance of 100 miles. Well, thank you. I'm glad to receive the road trip. I've also got the buy the book, manually starting the Airbus A320neo's engines without using assistance. I've never even touched the Airbus A320, so I have no clue what they gave me that for. I've also got the backup plan. Utilize pre-flight pushback service to move aircraft for a total distance of 1 mile. I think I pushed back once in the simulator. And it was, you know, I think for maybe about 20 feet at most. I don't even know why I got that. And short stuff. Land on a runway shorter than 2,000 feet without using any assistance or bypassing any travel. Okay, well, I mean, trying to think of what short runway I landed on. I know in real life I've done Block Island, which is probably one of my shortest, which is 1,700, but I don't know, I'll take it, so. No clue. So eventually I want to get my brother flying with me on this thing though. He's more of a jet guy, like I said, so he might even be online, so. But I bought it for him for his birthday, premium deluxe version. He said he was gonna wait and see what it was like on the Xbox Game Pass, and he's like, yeah, it's cool. But he's usually typically busy, but I wanted him to enjoy. He's the one who got me into flight simming way back in the day. And it wasn't like all happy dunky-dory. It was, oh man, how do you fly the plane? And then he never taught me how to fly the plane. So I went and learned myself, and now I have a private pilot certificate all because of that. So, something I thought I'd never have, but I found a way. So, it's all cool. Well, it definitely works better than VATSIM. That we can say. And runs smoother. It still slows down every now and then I think to download scenery. But it's not like excruciating, like, oh, I can't play this. It just temporarily does that, and then it boosts right back up to the mid-20s to 30 frames per second. So, definitely doable here. If I turn on the settings, so I get 30 frames, probably gonna be pretty good. But I'm thinking about touching the 3D models. I have it set to 200%, which is insane, because that's the highest setting. And I don't even know if it makes a big difference, so. But, we'll start it there. Seeing that I don't think it makes a difference. Steady as she goes. Our checkpoint is still about, I'd say, at least 10 nautical miles away. We're about 30 minutes away from our final destination, so that's cool. And I originally planned this to be legs because I was thinking about only doing one leg. I try to keep it short, seeing that I have kids and stuff. They pop in sometimes, so I try to make the flight short enough so that I can actually visit them in between here and there. So but we do what we have to do to fly. Miss my 20s when I just spent hours on this thing. Alright, we're going to be coming up on Ozona pretty soon as well, so, and then we'll take a left turn to 269er once we're overflying that airport, and that should put us right on track to final destination of Fort Stockton, Texas. Really liking, as it gets later here, the reflections off the aircraft, and I think that ray tracing has a big part to do with the shadows and stuff and the lighting. So, I gotta say, I know it costs some money, but I don't recommend running this with anything less than a 2000 series, if you can. You know, you're gonna be able to hopefully grab those little cheap ones that 3000s come out, because this is not the 2080 Super, and it's doing a pretty nice job, you know. Gotta dial down some settings still, but... Alright, Johnson Draw is coming up, and that's where two highways converge as well. And the Johnson Draw is actually the river. So let's take a look outside and see if we can see what we're looking at here. Soon. Call it 39 minutes, yeah. So the checkpoints are working out time-wise. Now we should get to Ozona in 7 minutes. So I should say 46 minutes on my stopwatch here. And I'm hoping to see some evening setting in pretty soon, because I've never seen it on this simulator yet. Yeah, I've done one night flight, but that was just to really test it, and it's been a long time on it, so. We're just gonna follow this highway all the way up to Ozona, which should be in the distance, actually. We're, say about 50 nautical miles out. From looking at the sectional, right? And it's really beautiful scenery. I mean, on the sectional it doesn't look like much, but, it's pretty sweet. There's someone else out there. Oh, same person. Don't know who that is. But, yeah, doing pretty nice scenery all over the place, so. Got Brett's out there off my 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And we're gonna have to turn the panel lights on pretty soon. So I'll try doing that with the actual panel. So that would be these. This is the panel lighting brightness over here. And it's not gonna show right away because again, but you can see it kind of turning on. So I'm just going to turn it on now in anticipation. I'll go full brightness for now. And this one is for the clear shield brightness. And we don't need much on that, so. Right up there. And that is pretty sweet that you can do that. They also have the floodlights up there. And there is a way to do those too. I can't remember where it is right now though. Radio panel. There we go. So you got floodlight brightness right there. So it's just like real world, it's right there. And gotta turn the floodlight off. And a little off course right now, but it's not terrible. So let me turn the floodlight off. And we'll put things on as we need them. I never did try lowering the visor. Let me try that too. Can we lower the visor? I don't think so. It's not working right now. I'm clicking, but nothing's happening. Because that'd be kind of cool if you could. So. Alright, I'm gonna go back to flying now. Ozona should be out in the distance. Brett's gonna hit it definitely before me. Can't believe how much better this trim wheel is. So, that sensitivity settings took me a while. And, I might make a video on how I tweak this eventually. Thinking about it, but it's more about flying right now for me. I gotta do something about the AC in this house. Wi-Fi thermostat, you can't beat them. Sure it's hot. Save money though for a couple minutes. The electric bills have gone up since we've been stuck at home due to COVID and stuff like that. But see what happens with returning to hybrid learning. Next Monday, I believe we go in. Yeah, next Monday. Wow. And I really don't know what's going to go on with that. They really don't have everything figured out either. So it's kind of weird. But for Massachusetts, at least, we don't see the kids till halfway through September. They're going to give us professional development on remote learning with hybrid learning and all that stuff. So good times. Looking for Ozona. I see the town right here. The airport's supposed to be right north of that. So. Chad know where we are, just in case he wants to try it. I know he lives in upstate New York, so his internet isn't always the most stable. But I helped him out learning comms and stuff when he first joined the Virtual USA Flying Club. And it was kind of a weird thing for him. But you know, a lot of people are intimidated with comms on that. And the truth is, no one's perfect on it. You get better with just experience. And even I mess up sometimes, so even in real life. For example, Martha's Vineyard 2 days ago, when I was taking off from Martha's Vineyard, I forgot to put the transponder at 1200. It just happens sometimes. Things just like squawk VFR, and you're fine. And the world moves on, so it's okay to make small mistakes, you know? So again, we're going to take a turn to 269 once we go to that airport. This is pretty sweet. This is where our software service story shines, in that you get the real world layout here. What's going on? I mean, that's just amazing. We thought this would have happened way back in the day. Definitely not I. Even the beacons are pretty realistic. So, we're about 40 minutes out from our ultimate destination, Fort Stockton, Pecos County Airport. Look at that beautiful scenery. Got some road traffic down there. I've got that set to 100%, so sometimes it's like it loads depending on how big the scene is and how congested it is. But you can see it here and there. Even on the little roads right here, you can see it there too. So, alright, back in the cockpit, we'll turn 269er. Here we go. I gotta look at my left, make sure I'm clear. Clear on the left. Nice. And that sun is definitely setting now. So. It's a nice little easy turn to 269er. Right into the sun. Gonna need some sunglasses. There you go. But I hope to share my Martha's Vineyard experience with video, even on the bike. So I think I videotaped the whole entire bike ride from the airport to Edgartown to Jaws Bridge, which is the bridge where they filmed a scene from Jaws, and then all the way back to the airport. It was an awesome ride. It was an awesome time. And it was good to do something other than just fly out an airport, get out, say cool, get back in the plane, and fly away. So it's one of the cheaper flights too. So it's like a 20 to 30 minute at most flight across Buzzards Bay from Plymouth to Martha's Vineyard. So can't touch a house out there though for less than like almost $500,000. And I'm talking small house. So that was interesting. Alright, I forgot to check Ozona. Ozona is 46, yeah. 46 minutes to Ozona. Now our next checkpoint is this is a weird one. It was hard to find a checkpoint at this point because you have Route 10, which is the road right there, and there's really nothing else to look at other than Route 10 out here for a visual. So there's a part of Route 10 that dips down and then back up, and I said when I get to the other side of that, right at the end, then I will be at 8 minutes into the flight, 54 minutes total, so we should be there in about 5 minutes, and we'll see how that works. So but I'm really digging the graphics now. It's beautiful when you're up in the air and just doing all this. And for VFR training, this is going to change a lot of things for the simulator being useful Like, you see me, I work on my cross-country whenever I fly one of these flights. All my cross-country skills, and I'm using the real-world winds aloft, and they work really good. For prepared, I would take the active sky briefing for the winds aloft and use that. But honestly, there's nothing like that for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And so the real-world ones work great. Now, I'm not sure how accurate the weather engine is overall in this, but for winds aloft, it's pretty much spot on, so. Nice reflection off the sun. Yeah, looking at Route 10 still out there. And I really haven't dropped any frames since. I mean, I've been mid-20s to 30. I mean, that's pretty decent for all these settings. Everything ultra with a couple extra added on. I'm used to the FSX world where you had like the best computer at the time, but yet you can only like, you know, max out a couple things. This one, I got it pretty well maxed out, and it's working pretty good. But again, off to my left there. Thank you once again for flying with me. It's good to fly with someone, because it can get lonely in these skies, doing all these around the USA flights by myself. So, Route 10, it dips down. Trying to see if we can see the dip down. Where's Route 10 again? That's what I gotta ask myself. If not, just fly a little closer, you know? But the GPS does help. I wouldn't use it while training for a private pilot because you want to learn the traditional way, but once you get that private pilot, by all means, GPS is an awesome thing to have. So you can reassure yourself that you know where you are, and obviously there are techniques we learn as a private pilot to do that without GPS, but they're going to slowly start taking out more VOR stations because a lot more people are using GPS, and I think that's where the future is, so. Route 10. I think it's this right here. And then it's going to dip back up, and that's where our checkpoint is, believe it or not. So. Got about almost 53 minutes, and it says 54, so we should be out of here in a minute. Seeing that. Sure would be kind of cool to move these shades down. Oh. Nice sunset though. You can see the sun setting in the west. So yeah, I overall think this is a big, huge step. Leaps and bounds above what has been released before, but I think they have a couple problems still with placement of taxi lights. Multiplayer now, I'm starting to learn that that's kind of iffy sometimes. And it is what it is, but so real world pilot, this looks pretty good. And I love that there's more aspects that we can use in VFR. There's oh, 10, it's supposed to go up. So this might be it right here actually. 54 minutes right on the dot. Yeah, I guess that's the Route 10 part where it goes back up right here. So that is right on the money as far as checkpoint times are concerned. Alright, and next checkpoint is the Pecos River. That should be in 8 minutes ahead. I think we're gonna fly right over it. Yep, we're gonna fly right over that Pecos River, so there's no way that we should miss that one. Look at that reflection off there. That bloom and everything. I gotta go outside. We gotta look at this. Awesome. Trim well seems to be pretty good, so I think the controls are slowly coming into their own here. Where's Brett? He's right off there. 10, 11 o'clock there. And we should have got an altimeter setting. And Ozona, maybe we can still get it. 118.425.
Kilo Oscar Zulu Alpha automated weather observation 0000.
That's really fast.
Wind 141 at 6. Visibility tree. Sky condition few clouds at 1,100 feet. Few clouds at 4,200 feet. Few clouds at 12,400 feet. Temperature 26 C, dew point 10 C. Altimeter 2995.
905.
Kilo Oscar Zulu Alpha automated weather observation 0000 Zulu. Wind 141 at 6.
Alright. That's another thing I don't like is the altimeter. I mean the ATIS being that fast. That's not realistic at all in the real world. I mean they do talk fast, but they don't talk that fast. And in that robot voice it makes it hard to understand sometimes. So danger, Will Robinson, danger. I mean they could just do that and be over with it the way you understand it. I gotta tell you, it's a pretty nice sunset over here.
Yeah, I see it on your stream. Looks really good.
Are you on ultra settings and everything too?
I'm on mostly high everything.
Yeah, so it must still look good though, because I mean, this looks spectacular.
Yeah, my time's a couple hours earlier than yours, so I don't quite have the sunset, but it does look good.
Still gonna have to dial down some settings though to get more frames, I know that. Alright, Pecos River is coming up, our next checkpoint, in about 12 nautical miles. I had to pick ones that are way far out, because there's not a lot of visuals here, except for Route 10, which again is to our right, left, sorry. And I believe it's this right here. Should be parallel to us. But even the vegetation, way better. I always remember when I could max stuff out on Prepared and FSX, I was like, oh, I really want to increase the auto gen. And it wouldn't happen. There's just no way to add that many auto gen materials. Like, I went to the config and tried to get lots, and then it'd bring it down too much even, frames for that, so. But, oops, excuse me, if we zoom in, look at that. That definitely looks like real world trees. So, and I think Mike said it best, one of the founders of the Virtual USA Flying Club. You know, this is like a bush flying simulator scenery series, like a simulator for now. It's really nice to look at the scenery for that, and I don't know, I might have to start flying the Cub to get involved in those Usually they're the slower planes at the airport I fly at, so they usually doing their short finals and stuff. But we'll see. I really want to get into that Cirrus more. When I landed at Martha's Vineyard, I must have seen at least 5 Cirrus aircraft around me parked, so that was pretty cool. Again, the flight school right across from my flight school at Plymouth Airport there, they actually do Cirrus training, but it's very expensive, so I'd rather do my instrument rating first and then go there and try to do that. But I figure if I do the sim with the checklist here and there and get used to the settings, maybe I can get through it just a little faster, seeing that they don't have to do the rudimentary, this is the computer system, this is where this is and that is, so we'll have to see. Go. I didn't set the AC on. Alright. Well, the terrain's gonna rise here as we go, which is why we're at 6,500 feet. It's not gonna be like in our face high, but it's gonna get higher as we get closer to Fort Stockton, so. And you can see that too, you can start seeing some ranges here. It's hard to believe this is Texas. My brother lives in Dallas and it doesn't look anything like that. Q-Man 2008's back. I don't know what aircraft that is. I haven't really looked at all the aircraft that came with my thing. I've been flying the 152 and the 172, mostly the 172, so I don't know. Alright, but we are coming up on the Pecos River. Let's take a look outside and see if we can see it. That sun's gonna be a problem. add 2 to the other times. Which means we should now have a total flight time of 1 hour and 31 minutes, which is still 2 minutes less than what I planned with the top of climb calculation, so we're right on time. In the real world, we'd be on Albuquerque approach right now, 135.875, or around there. Alright, the next checkpoint again, I had to go digging for some. I just said Route 10. I think we're going to intersect Route 10 in 4 minutes. And yeah, we're going to fly right over Route 10. So, that is going down to Route 10. So I'm thinking this is Route 10 over there. And it's going to swing up in front of us. What's that? Boy, that's cool. See these little buildings. And I know they're generic, kind of, but they're in the place where real buildings are in the real world, so... yeah. Nice graphics. Remember, streaming takes a couple frames out, so if you're not streaming, you're gonna get pretty good quality here with everything. How far away are we? Yeah. My GPS is going nuts again because it's saying some weird funky things. Let me see if I can... oh, I know why, because it's going back to the old airport. Alright. We are about 28 minutes out from the Fort Stockton airport. So one of the longer flights, but I really appreciate this longer flight. I haven't done one of these in a while. I remember the days where I could sit in front of a computer for like 3 hours straight and fly a flight. It was amazing. Those are my 20s. Those are way behind me though. God, when I was running a virtual airline back in like 2000, sometimes I'd be working on that for 12 hours a day. Again, you know, it's a lot different nowadays. But you can see the progress at the top of the screen there with the gold bar as we get closer. Increase the range out here. That shows you how far away we are. So, and again, it's just following Route 10 for the most part. I mean, if you're gonna have all your electronics fail, including GPS and everything, just follow Route 10. Which is going to be intersected by us in a second. So, in fact, I think it's coming up here. And we're gonna fly right over it. So, let's take a look outside. Hour and 10. Which means now the other times get affected. We just add those forward. So now we're at our original flight time of 1 hour and 33 minutes. again, that's why you overestimate top of climb and stuff. You have extra fuel, you're good to go, and there'll be no problems. If you do the POH, again, you definitely want to take a look at that and have an idea, but I do a lot of averages, and I always err on the side of caution. So... Let's turn this panel all the way up. There you go, I think that's max. So that's max lighting in the whole cockpit. And then again, you have the floodlight up there if you need it. So if you have like a chart or something on your knee pad, keyboard, I mean, you could use that to help you have some guided light down. But again, I was looking at Traderplane just to see how much it would cost for this SP model, which is really the S model, it's just that they market it as the SP. And a used one that they had on there weren't many. It was like $375,000, I think, which is that's a crap load of money. That's like a house. So maybe someday I'll be able to step in one as a rental, but they definitely don't have them at my flight school. We have a 172M, 172N, and a 172P, and I like flying the 172P. It has the most useful load in it, 2,400 maximum takeoff weight, and I think it's like 900 something useful. So, but more weight the better, because that way you can load it up with what you need. So, the M is pretty nice to fly. The N seems narrow. I don't know why. It just seems like a narrow cockpit compared to the other two. And I'm a short guy to say that, but narrow in the fact that it just kind of closes in on you. So I don't know if it's just that model N that does it, or if it's that particular plane that just seems narrow. So. Next checkpoint, by the way, is north of Windmill. So again, some of these checkpoints had to get really sporadic. And there's a windmill that's supposed to be off to our left up ahead. So I see what it is. And 3,715 feet up in the air. So let's see if they actually put the windmill in. I didn't see any windmills so far that are on the sectional that are on the simulator. So I don't think they really added them in. And again, that is a room for improvement on like Orbex to do like a vector to add those things. Because even at Plymouth Airport, we have electrical lines that we have to fly out to when departing runway 24, and it's for a noise ordinance issue because there's a trailer park off to the left as you depart runway 24. So you have to go out far enough so that when you turn left, if you're doing the pattern or whatever, you're gonna miss that trailer park. And you can kind of see it with the satellite, but it's not like, it doesn't look like power lines. It looks like a picture plastered down on the terrain. So it'd be nice if someone went in there, added all that stuff in there. And if they did it on Vector before, because they did, they could do it again with this simulator, so. And sometimes I wonder if Microsoft left that so that developers had stuff that they could add to. They just figured that developers would do it, so. I don't know, I haven't bought any scenery for this. I don't really plan on buying any scenery, because most of it's international airports and stuff, and I'm going to hold off until I really fly to those destinations more. And being a general aviation pilot, we don't really do that a lot, so. Unless it's times of COVID where you can actually land at LAX and stuff because there's not as much traffic. I haven't been able to try anything like that, not even Boston. I think Boston charges $35 at least to land at Boston, so I'm not going to be doing that right now, but I haven't even gotten to Class Bravo. I've flown above it, but I haven't gone through it, so that was just a personal choice of mine until I really feel good about doing it. And it's not even that I'm scared, it's just I want to get a little more experience on comms so I can hear them fast and answer back faster before I can start doing that, so. Brett's in front of us, joining us on our flight tonight. And literally we're heading out to the sunset to Fort Stockton, Texas, and we're about 20 minutes out according to my GPS. So, I'll get the AS ready, 118.525. And we'll dial in when we get over that windmill to see what it is. The airspace there is Class G, so this is non-controlled. The CTAF is 122.8. So, maybe like the VATSIM Unicom. But we're supposed to be seeing some windmills in the distance pretty soon, off to our left. Nice scenery. Today I posted a video on the Arc Flight channel on YouTube, and it was flying with my friends. The GoPros were overheating and stuff all over the place, and the audio didn't come on at all, the cockpit audio, but I was able to scrape something together. So check that out if you have time. And remember that all these streamed flights are archived on YouTube on the Arc Flight channel, so if you miss one or you want to see more Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, feel free to go there and check some out. So, oh hey, those windmills? I think those are windmills. There's something. Oh, stay still. Those look to be windmills. It's a windmill farm, and that's on the sectional too, so hopefully we'll see ours. Oh, we do. They put the windmills in. Pretty sweet. So for a visual, that was an awesome checkpoint to pick then. So when we get to the windmills on our left, that's our checkpoint. We should be there in an hour and 19 minutes total, so about 3 minutes out. Sweet. We have some windmills above, a little north of Plymouth Airport, but these aren't turning or anything. So I wonder if they do turn with the wind. Oh wait, this one's turning. There you go. They are turning, I'm sorry. That's pretty cool graphics right there. And it seems like they placed them kind of in the places they should be if I'm looking at this right. So. Sweet. Very, very nice. Wonder if it does. Oh, it does display outside air temperature. That's something new. 75 degrees out there. I was wondering where that was. I was looking for that earlier because I usually do that at the beginning of every flight. But, sweet. There goes to Celsius and tells you the volts of the system. Should be 28, so that's good. Alright, windmills on our left, right? Yeah, that's our checkpoint. An hour and 19. That is definitely the thing. That's pretty sweet. 'Cause I didn't see those other windmills when I had them earlier in my flights. So, alright. Near Route 10 symbol on sectional. You can see that we got pretty slim pickings to do that. So the actual highway symbol on the sectional, Route 10, that is what we're using for a checkpoint. Hey, you gotta use what you gotta use, you know? So, alright, let's get some weather here for Fort Stockton, Pecos. Seeing that Brett's listening, hopefully he can get the same thing. We're gonna do it himself, so here we go.
Kilo Foxtrot Sierra Tango Automated Weather Observation 0100 Zulu. Wind 134 at 1 tree. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,100 feet, few clouds at 4,200 feet, few clouds at 12,500 feet. Temperature, 28 C, dew point, 10 C, altimeter 29901.
29901, did you get that?
Kilo Foxtrot Sierra Tango Automated Weather Observation 0100 Zulu. Wind 134 at 1 tree. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, Fuel closet 1,100 feet. Fuel closet 4,200 feet. Fuel closet 12,500 feet. Temperature 28C, dew point 10C, altimeter 29901.
Alright, so we're good with that. Just our altitude. We're definitely going to descend a little earlier than that Route 10 there. And pattern altitude is about 4,000 at Fort Stockton. So, they also have the Firestone Bridgestone test track outside of the town. So I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it's past the airport more west. And, you should see a whole test track. So I guess that's where they test tires. That's on the sectional as well, excuse me. You should see the city or town of Fort Stockton. I think it's a city. Right underneath us as we go to the airport. So, seeing that the winds were 134 at 13. I think this thing's messing up again. Give me a second. Yeah. Go to my chart supplement. Runway 11. That's what I'm thinking. Runway 11 is a... Nah, let's do 12. Runway 12, it's paved. They have, there's some short turf fields, grass, stuff like that. And, they have a major runway. So runway 12 is what we're looking at here. So, I don't know if you heard me, but runway 12 is looking pretty good because that's the paved one.
Yep, that's what I was heading for.
Awesome.
Looks like traffic pattern is left.
That's what I have too, yep. Left pattern, runway 12. 12. Minutes out. Brett, you gotta be more like 9 to 10 minutes out, so pretty sweet. Looks like Brett's starting his descent. We will too, pretty soon. Pattern altitude again is 4,000. So, here's what I'm thinking. Are there two airports in one? Because Fort Stockton, the one that I was looking at, Pecos, Fort Stockton has the paved runways on the diagram. And Pecos County doesn't really have an icon, but I'm thinking Pecos County are the turf fields. That's what I'm thinking. Which are... That's weird. That's the first time I've ever seen that in a supplement, so I don't know. I think it's two airports in one.
You think the grass strips are a separate airport?
Yeah, because the sectional is showing two different names. We got Fort Stockton, Pecos County, And then they have Fort Stockton, Pecos County, and it's like a different, designation, so, I don't know, it's weird. Or it's the same and they put two names, one for the turf and one for the paved, I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. AirNav says the turf runways are not maintained. They have tall weeds and grass and thorns and stuff.
I always try to go paved whenever possible. Alright. We'll start our descent slowly down. I'm going to pull back on the RPMs here. It's about 2100. And we'll trim for 500 feet per minute. So trim up slightly. Nice sunset. Let's take a look outside while we're descending here. Keep thinking about carb heat and there is none. So used to dealing with that. Real world. You can see the night lighting's changing on the roads though as we go along here. Lights coming on. That's really cool. And it seems to, it's almost like it's a gradual effect even though it's not. So, way different than preparing FSX. Which blended two textures together over time, but I don't know what they do on this. Alright, we're getting to that Route 10 sign pretty soon. I said an hour 28, and I have an hour 28 right now, so we're slowing down slightly to descend, but we're getting there. And my poison ivy's going nuts. Don't ever work in the yard and get poison ivy all over you, because that sucks. Alright. See what happens when I turn down the floodlight brightness here. The panel lighting brightness. And I didn't flip the panel light on, so what would that do? Oh. Okay, cool. I think we should still use these though. And what was this then? Oh, there you go, glare shield. Alright, so there's a panel. Alright. It's floodlight, panel, glare shield, radio lighting, and panel. There you go. So that's the radio in front. So we don't have that many settings in the planes I fly. Like, we have the same type of knobs, but there's not 4 different settings for 4 different things. But that's pretty sweet. Yep. Alright, that would be, oh, sorry, Fort Stockton over here. And we're getting down to pattern altitude. I'm going to enrich in the mixture a little bit. That sun is setting, so we might have planned this just perfectly to have a little evening flight here. Really nice graphics. I thought Prepared had good night lighting, Prepared 5, but this is spectacular. And the way it reflects off the plane, look at that. It's like real life. Wow. That sun is just a little sliver, right? I'm looking at that, right? Yeah. There's the moon. Pretty nice graphic of the moon right now. I don't know if it's totally accurate on any of these, but it's really nice. The stars are more realistic, I think. I don't know how accurate that is, because I had star data in Prepared version 5 that I downloaded myself and I worried. But, it's pretty realistic to me compared to what it used to be. Wow. I am impressed. Going down to 4,000 feet here, so could also increase the lighting here. That's, no, that's not a glare shield, right? That's the floodlight. Where's the glare shield? That'd be this. I don't want too bright, just about that. It's awesome that you can customize that, though, to your liking. So, that'd be about where I am. I'm just used to having a headlight on with the red to get everything lit up. Especially in the 152. There's no real big panel lighting options. Usually just one red light right here. And, you know, it kind of lights up. Alright, we're going to have to do a left pattern. Runway 12. So, as soon as we find the airport, we will be good. But wow, look at that. Look at the lighting. That looks really real. So, beautiful. And I only used X-Plane a couple times, so I can't compare it to X-Plane, but I'm telling you that this looks awesome. So there's pros and cons still to this simulator. We should be seeing the airport soon. We're on like a left 45, according to the GPS for runway 12. So we'll just keep it here and level out at 2,000. Enrich the mixture a little bit more. And actually, I should be at 4,000, which I totally forgot about. I was going to 2. That would not be good. That'd be in the ground minus 1,000. So, I guess the scenery got to me. Boy. There's the airport right there. You can see the beacon. And we'll head head towards that beacon. I gotta get to 4,000 though, boy. We would have called out a long time ago saying Fort Stockton traffic. Cessna Echo Foxtrot, intercepting the 45. Left downwind runway 12, Fort Stockton. But it's the first time I really looked at the airport lighting here. And it looks pretty good. Okay, if we're doing this right, we should be halfway up the wing strut when we go on left downwind. God, look at the town, the city. Jeez. All right, I'm gonna stop looking at scenery. That was pretty cool. There's runway 12 right there. All right, let's do a turn. I gotta make sure I make room for Brett. He's actually already down there. Cool. All right. Nice landing. I'm a little too close. And we're gonna level out slightly here. Beaming the numbers, we'll go to 1700 and we'll...
Autopilot went crazy on me, tried to climb back up to 4,000.
That would have been good for me because I had to get to 4,000. I wasn't paying attention to all the scenery.
I was trying to come down on short final and the autopilot just pitched way up. I don't know what was going on.
Wow. That's not realistic. 1700. 10 degrees of flaps, angled down. Wow. We're pretty far out now though. So let's turn base slowly. Wow. Be at 80 knots-ish. I still can't believe this scenery. It's fantastic. Okay, there we base going to 15 and another 10 degrees and we'll turn final. Should be about 70, 75, yep. That peripheral vision's still a problem in the simulator though. It always will be. Unless you have a VR headset maybe, I don't know. Okay, a little fast. Put in the final 10 degrees of flaps. Should be about 70 and we'll land around 65, 60. You're on the glide scope though, and this night lighting is fantastic. See those taxi lights line up, which they probably don't, but... There we go. That was smooth. Alright, flaps up. Got aerodynamic braking here. I'm pulling back the yoke. It's a little stubborn on that. It wants to go back up in the air right away, where in real life, if you're slow enough, it's just going to slow down the plane. So... That's the intersecting runway right there. Alright, there seems to be a taxi sign here on the right. That's the runway though, right? Where's that, Charlie? No, it's the runway. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Should be a turnoff on the right over here according to the plate I have. They don't have an official airport diagram, obviously, so... There we go. These taxi lights, nice color, but this is way too narrow. They should be on the grass. They shouldn't be on the taxiway. So, they gotta fix that stuff. Okay. And we're gonna be clear in a second. Alright. Post-landing checklist. I think I'm pretty good, but flaps up, strobes off. Landing lights off. I like to leave them on until I get over there. Trim set for takeoff. There you go. And we're good. Let's taxi down. Sweet. Just not a fan of taxi light. Everything else is looking pretty good. Look at those taxi lights. They're like right in the middle of the taxiway. So, I don't know. They also have someone to guide me in. Oh, sweet, they do light up. Awesome. Very realistic. Alright, I'll head towards you. I have left the group. Sorry, Brett, I left you, but listen, I appreciate you flying with me tonight.
Hey, no problem. I'll join up anytime I can.
Alright, thank you, sir. Have a great night.
See you later.
It's telling me to stop right there, but see, he's gonna do this. Yeah, I'm not doing this crap, so we're just gonna park it here. Alright, ELT, verify silent, avionics off, radios off. Transponder off. Okay, all lights off except for beacon. Could also narrow down the panel lights here. Good. Okay, we don't have a flashlight at this point, but you can also leave them on, but I try to power everything off before turning stuff off here. So, alright, mixture full lead. Mags off, master off, beacon off, parking brake. That's it. That will conclude our flight tonight. Let's take a look outside. Don't worry, I'm gonna have to get used to this parking thing. It's not like real life. It's like one static place you gotta be. So, but it is kind of cool that they include them. And, God, that's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. That will, do it though. We're, down here in Fort Stockton, Texas, and we'll be continuing our flights around the U.S. If I load it really fast, I can tell you where, our next flight will be. If you must know, though, we are flying the perimeter of the United States. We started out in Plymouth, Massachusetts, where I fly out of in real life. Went around Florida. Now we're swinging towards the west here. So we just got to Fort Stockton, which is right here. And our next flight is going to be one of our longest ones yet. Fort Stockton to... Deming. Wait, no. Might be El Paso. Yeah, so we're going to El Paso, Texas. And that's going to be a good flight. Again, we're skirting this border right here, but everything's looking pretty good. So, thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you if you're watching later when this stream is on my YouTube channel. Appreciate any support you give us. Remember to like and subscribe on Eric Flight on YouTube, and also push that follow button here on Twitch. The more followers, the more people we can get to, and more flying will be more interesting for me at least, and hopefully for you. So, alright, anyways, have a great night. It was wonderful flying with you tonight. We'll see you. Wait a minute, one last thing. I actually got the fuel truck to work. Look, it's coming. Shift F does work if you're in the right place. I have to show this. It's pretty realistic. That's a huge fuel truck, but it's pretty realistic. Let's see what it does. Fuel my plane. There you go. And then it just does that, and you go 100, bam. It's filled. And you're good. How cool is that? That's pretty cool. Now the fuel truck's going away. Don't bang into the plane! No! That's it. It just damaged the plane. That is pretty cool. Alright, well I had to show you that because that's the first time I ever got that to work, so peace out, Eric Flight.